Good morning, students. Let us begin with our today's video lesson. And in today's video, we are going to take up worksheet number 2. This worksheet is also similar like previous worksheet, and we will be solving few question and answers from a chapter of your Real English course book. So you need to take your Real English course book with you. Okay, so after you have taken the book, turn the page to chapter number 1, The Boy and the Robbers. Yes, you have already done The Boy and the Robbers in the beginning of this academic year, and we have also taken it up for our unit test. So this chapter also includes in your terminal examination. Before we move ahead with our worksheet, let us quickly recap The Boy and the Robbers story. Okay, so this story takes place in the country of Persia when Cyrus the Great was the king. And in that place, people used to be fearless, honest, and trustworthy. And everyone in that village was taught to tell the truth. So this was the first lessons that any child was taught either at home or at school. Now in this chapter, we have few characters. The first character is of course the boy whose name is Otanes, and of course his father and mother. Apart from them, we have a group of merchants and of course the band of robbers. Okay, so this story begins when the boy was about 12 years old, when his parents decided to send him to a distant city for further schooling, especially in one of the famous schools. So they decided to send him to a good school in a distant city. But the problem was the boy could not be sent alone. So his parents decided that as the journey is long and dangerous, the boy should travel with a small company of merchants, because usually these merchants, they used to go in the same place to sell their goods. So the mother told Otanes to always be truthful, to embrace truth, to love truth, and never say a lie. She also said that he should love what is beautiful and dislike something which is baseless, which is not true. And with their blessings, Otanes' journey began with the merchants. Now in those days, they used to travel either by camels or horses. Okay? So this little company, they began their journey and rode on camels and horses and kept on crossing the deserts. But as the sun was setting and the night approached, the evening approached, a band of robbers, they suddenly came and surrounded them. Now these merchants, they were as it is going very slow because of the rough weather, the hot sun. And so it was very easy for the robbers to surround them. Now these merchants, they did not know how to fight because they were people who used to sell goods. So they thought to give away everything, whatever they had, say the goods or the money, so that their life is safe. But this little boy Otanes did not know, because it was his first time traveling away from home. And as he remembered that his parents taught him to speak the truth. So one of the robbers asked the boy if he had anything with him. And as the boy was taught to speak the truth, he said that he had 40 pieces of gold with him. The robber laughed loudly, and he could not believe that Otanes was carrying so much of gold coins with him. So he thought that the little boy was making a good story and wanted the robber to believe him. So he also said that the gold coins was hidden under his hat. To this, the robber told him that he still did not believe him. And the robber went away to find gold or some goods from the merchants. Soon one more robber came and stood in front of Otanes and repeated the same question. Do you happen to have any gold with you? And very righteously, Otanes said, yes, I have 40 pieces of gold. Without any fear, he spoke the truth. The robber was surprised that such a young boy, he is joking with us and trying to be too brave. So he also hurried away to some more promising field. So he went to some more merchants who could really speak the truth so that the robber could believe. After everything was taken away from the merchants, the chief of the band, he came and talked with Otanes. And he also asked Otanes the same question, whether he had anything worth that the chief could take from him. Otane again answered fearlessly, and he spoke the truth. He said that before you, already 2 men have come and asked me the same question, and I have already told them that I have 40 pieces of gold with me under my hat. But they did not believe. They laughed and went away. So the chief looked at him and ordered him to take off his hat. He tore off the lining of the hat and found the gold hidden beneath it. He saw at the boy and wondered and asked him, why did he tell him this? Because no one would have believed that a small boy is carrying so much of gold. And they would never find it. No one would have thought that a child would carry so much of gold, and they would have easily gone away leaving Otanes with his 40 pieces of gold. As we all know that Otanes is a fearless, brave boy, he answered the chief. He said, "If I had answered your questions differently, I should have told a lie. And cowards tell lies." So the robber got shocked, astonished. His answer struck his mind. And the chief himself started to think that in his life, there were times where he did tell a lie. And he had been a coward by not saying the truth. So he said, and appreciated Otanes, that he was a very brave boy. And that he could keep his gold with him. The chief became so happy to hear and see him being truthful that he told his men to ride with Otanes and made sure that he was made to reach to the end of his destination very, very safely. Towards the end of the chapter, we come to know that as life went by, as time went by, Otanes became one of the famous men of his country, Persia, and he became the chief advisor and friend of two of the kings who succeeded Cyrus. So after Cyrus the Great, the other two kings that came, even to them, Otanes was a chief advisor and a very good friend. So just because he spoke the truth, he became famous. It showed his bravery, courageousness, and he was fearless. So this was the story about the boy and the robbers. Now let us move ahead with our revision question answers. You can solve this worksheet in your rough book also, so that you can learn the question answers along with correct spellings. Question number 1. Name the king in the story. The name of the king in the story is Cyrus the Great. Which country did he rule? He ruled in Persia. Question 3. What did people of that time want the boys to learn in school? The people of that time wanted the boys to learn to tell the truth in school. Question 4. What does it convey about the king? It tells us that the king was an honest and fearless ruler. In his kingdom, everyone spoke truth. Question 5. Who is a coward? A coward is a person without courage. Question 6. Do you think Otanes' parents believed in truth? Yes, I think Otanes' parents believed in truth. They thought that truth is beautiful and only a coward will tell a falsehood. Question 7. What does Otanes' parents decide when he grew up? When Otanes grew up, his parents decided to send him to study in a famous school in a distant city. Question 8. How old was Otanes at that time? Otanes was 12 years old at that time. Question 9. Was the journey expected to be safe and comfortable? No, the journey was expected to be long and dangerous. Question 10. How did the parents ensure that their son had a safe journey? To ensure that Otanes had a safe journey, his parents arranged that the boy should travel with a small company of merchants who went to the same place. Question 11. What does the word despise mean? Despise means a strong feeling of dislike for something or someone. Question 12. How did the little company travel? The little company traveled on camels and horses. Question 13. Did the company travel at a fast pace? Why or why not? No, the company traveled slowly as the sun was hot and the way was rough. Question 14. What happened when it was evening? When it was evening, a band of robbers swooped down upon them. Question 15. How did the merchants deal with the situation? The merchants could not do anything but give up all their goods and money as they were not fighting men. Question 16. What does the term band of robbers mean? Band of robbers is a collective noun, meaning group of robbers. Question 17. What does the word swoop mean? Swoop means to make a rapid and surprise attack. Question 18. What did the robbers ask Otanes? Robbers asked Otanes what he had got with him. Question 19. What made the robber laugh? The robber laughed when he heard that Otanes had 40 pieces of gold with him. He had never heard of a boy with so much of money as that. Question 20. What was the next question that the robber asked? The robber asked him where he carried his gold. Question 21. Was the robber serious while asking that question? No, the robber was not serious while asking that question, as he thought that Otanes had made up a good story. Question 22. Why did the robber spare Otanes? The robber spared Otanes as he did not believe him. Question 23. What does the word lining mean? Lining is a layer of material that covers the inside of something. Question 24. What did the next robber ask Otanes? The next robber asked Otanes if he had any gold with him. Question 25. Did Otanes reply truthfully? Yes, Otanes replied truthfully. Question 26. Why did the robber think that Otanes was brave? The robber thought that Otanes was brave as he felt that Otanes was joking with robbers. Question 27. Did the robber think that Otanes was serious? No, the robber did not think that Otanes was serious. Question 28. What does the word lad mean? Lad means a young boy. Question 29. What was the chief's question to Otanes? The chief of the band asked Otanes if he had anything worth taking. Question 30. What reply did Otanes give? Otanes told him that he had already told his 2 men that he had 40 pieces of gold with him in his hat, but they did not believe him. Question 31. Why did the chief tear off the lining of the hat? The chief tore off the lining of the hat to check whether Otanes was telling the truth or not, and whether there was gold hidden beneath the lining or not. Question 32. What did he say to Otanes? He told Otanes that why did he tell them where to find the gold? No one would have thought that a child had gold with him. Question 33. What did the chief do when he heard Otanes? When the chief heard Otanes, he got struck by the answer and thought of the number of times that he himself had been a coward. Question 34. Did the chief take the gold that belonged to Otanes? No, the chief did not take the gold that belonged to Otanes. Question 35. How did the chief behave with Otanes? The chief behaved very nicely with Otanes. He let him keep his gold and told his men to ride with him and see that he reaches the end of the journey safely. Question 36. What does the word mount mean? Mount means to climb up on something. Question 37. What is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is to tell the truth regardless of the consequences. So that was the end of our worksheet number 2. Thank you for watching the video. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow the playlist to see all the videos. Please keep learning and best of luck for your terminals.